This is how you make your vegetables taste good. We are getting ready to make a Korean cucumber salad. Amazingly delicious, guys. And a lot of people will think that this is a lot like cucumber kimchi, but it's not fermented. So it's very different, although very similar in the ingredients. Now I'm gonna set that aside because the first thing we're going to do is prep our green onion. We're going to prep those, and for those you will need some ice water. So get you some ice and put a little water. So the first thing we're going to do, we're not just going to cut our green onions like that. We're going to cut them lengthwise, almost the length of the actual green onion, but at a slant. And you can do them all at once. Now you can put as much or as little as you want in this. I am actually just cooking for myself, so I'm cooking a small amount. I will leave the full recipe down in the description for you guys. You want long strips, just like this. This is what you're aiming for. Long strips like that. The thinner the better. We're going to put these long strips inside of this ice water. And you just want to do the green part like this. So gather them up and put them in the ice water. Okay, so go ahead, submerge them in there. Other part of the green onion we do want, we will cut it as we normally would. Now you can surely do this by hand, but I like mine to be very thin, so I like to use a mandolin. And another thing, because these cucumbers have a lot of water in them, they don't do well with keeping the salad for too long. So I like to make only what I'm going to eat that particular day. And I don't make a lot to keep. That should be enough. Oh, cucumbers are delicious. Now from here, I'm taking 1 clove of garlic. You can use 1 or 2 depending on how much salad you have and or how much garlic you personally want in your salad. So I'm just gonna do 1 clove and try to chop it up. You can grate it if you want. Just gonna chop it up. I don't care if mine is super fine or not. And from here, I'm just gonna add that to my cucumbers. Now we're going to add some gochujang. If you cannot find gochujang, then you can use red pepper flakes. This is actually Korean fermented red pepper paste. It is very spicy, so if you don't want the heat, then either leave it out or just use a very, very small amount of it. And this is about what I am putting in mine. I'm okay with the little heat. This is probably about a ½ teaspoon, but I'm not making a very large amount of salad. Now you can add other spices and seasoning. I am adding some of my all-purpose prep seasoning to this. If you want to add a little garlic or onion powder, you can do that. Then you want to add in some soy sauce. You can use light soy sauce, or I preferably like the dark soy sauce. If you don't want to use soy sauce, you can use liquid amino acids. And I'm going in with some sesame oil. Don't leave out the sesame oil. The sesame oil is something that helps it adhere, helps everything else adhere to your cucumbers. This is also one of those salads that you want to taste as you go. You might need a little bit more gochujang. You might need a little bit more soy sauce. It's kind of like up to your personal taste. But I will have the ingredients and the exact measurements in the description right below the video for you all, just in case you want that as well. From here, you can go ahead and add in your regular scallions. And at this point, I like to kind of give it a taste. What you're tasting, you can taste the actual cucumber if you want, or you can just taste your dressing, either one. I kind of like to taste it with the cucumber because that's the way I'm going to eat it. This is delicious. Just enough of the gochujang in there. And if you can't find gochujang, I think I already said that, but you can also just use regular red pepper flakes. Now, we're going to grab our onions out of here. Some of them have curled up, and I didn't cut mine too thin. Put those in there. Now you can just simply drain this if you want to as well with a strainer. I just decided to grab them out of here. Okay, so now I am going to cut the red bell pepper just in some very thin strips. Now the red bell pepper is not necessarily a part of the recipe, but one thing about most Korean dishes is they add something that to the recipe that really makes it their own. Something that you can't really get in a recipe. It can be anything from the way they prepare it to an extra ingredient. For me today, it's going to be this extra ingredient. So if you want to add something, you can add carrots. I'm not a fan of carrots too much. So I am adding this red bell pepper right in here. I also like that it gives me that pop of color. So now we're going to stir this up real good. Look at that, that's looking amazingly delicious. And the last thing we're going to do is go in with a little sugar. This is just maybe about a half a teaspoon, simply because it cuts some of the acidity down. It does not make it sweet at all. You can leave it out if you want, but I'm telling you, if you put it in there, it's going to make all the difference in the world. And what you just saw me put in here was raw organic cane juice. So I'm going to get a plate so we can plate this up and do that. Ooh, look, doesn't this look amazing? Oh my goodness. Go ahead and give this a taste test, but before we do, if you are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. For my returning channel members, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me once again. And for my actual channel members, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at this, look at this. The heat from the gochujang is on point. Not too much, but just the right amount of kick. Delicious. And I will see you all next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.